show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. We back again. What's going on, my family? What's going on? Throw the fire signs in the chat if you tapped in live with us, man. We got an exciting session today. And we got some exciting announcements. We've been doing some big things, man. We've been going crazy for the second half of the year already. Throw them fire signs in the chat if you tapped in live with us. You've already been going crazy with your business, with your movement. Or if you've been going crazy with the mob, man, we've been growing in different cities and states. So, it's only right for us to, continue on doing our sessions every single week. Pretty much we're entrepreneurs, creators, game changers coming together, weekly, share ideas, solve challenges, and build real life strategies to move businesses forward. That's really what it's all about, man. Building, generational wealth. And making sure that we build a community, man. So once again, man, shout out to everybody that's tapped in with us live. Shout out to the M.O.B family. Shout out to all of our members, all of our mentors, all of our advisors. It's just been an honor, man, to just continue on growing with you guys. We do have a special guest that I'm going to be bringing on board shortly. But like I said, man, we got some exciting announcements for you guys. Of course, we got another icebreaker for you guys. So make sure you guys stay tuned in with that. Real quick, man, make sure you guys is throwing them fire signs in the chat. And make sure you guys are throwing your websites in there. Make sure you guys are introducing yourselves. You guys know how we like to do it, man. We like to connect the dots. We like to connect with each other. Make sure you guys follow, subscribe, and share our YouTube, our Instagram, and of course, M.O.B TV. Also, download the Enterprise Theater Network on the Roku TV as well. And shout out to them, man. We've been rocking with them for a minute. And it's always good to be able to connect with people that just want to give others the platform to shine. So make sure you guys tap in with them. Again, man, make sure you guys blow up that chat. I want to see them websites. I want to see them social medias. I want to see you guys introducing yourselves, man. Who we got on the chat? Who we got live? What's going on? What's going on? Real quick, before we got you guys on, before we bring on our special guest, I really want to tap into our icebreaker question for the day, right? Because we got to do that. If you could automate one part of your business operation starting today, what would it be and why, man? Blow up that chat. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Again, if you could automate one part of your business operation starting today, what would it be and why, right? I want to see some. I'm trying to see some. It's month 7. You guys already know it's module 7. So we always want to talk about logistics when it comes to module 7. And figure out how you guys are running your business at the end of the day. So if you could automate one part of your business operation starting today, what would it be and why? So before we get back to ideas, I just want to take a moment to talk about why we build the M.O.B. And why we really just built this community, at the end of the day, and why we continue on growing and building the community. Because at the end of the day, let's be real, entrepreneurship, it can get lonely, it can get hard. You got this vision, you got this passion, you got this drive, but not always to support the funding or the guidance, right? So, that's pretty much where our community come in. That's what these brainstorming sessions is about. That's what our platforms is about. That's what our programs is about. This is not just about forming a group. It's about forming a community at the end of the day, a family. So that's what we've really been doing. And I'm super blessed to be able to just be tapped in with the people that we've been working with over the years. Just the different members, seeing them grow. And at the end of the day, we built this space so you don't have to figure it out alone. At the end of the day, so when you say I have an idea, somebody looks at you and you want to make sure there's somebody there to say let's build on. let's really make it happen. So it's super honorable, and we're just super gracious to be able to make things happen. Because sometimes you have them ideas and you just don't have the team, you just don't have the resources. So that's what it's all about. Speaking of resources, we got tools, connections made, specifically for people like us. We do have a resource center right on the homepage, man. So you can check out masterongourbusiness.com to check out our resource center. And, at the end of the day, man, we got some great things on there. Especially if somebody that's out there, trying to build a dream, trying to build, a product at the end of the day. So, one of those resources we have that I'm really proud of, that we love to start, that we love to start you guys off with. And that really touch on our different modules, that really break them down. It starts with our ebook, our Entrepreneur Unleash ebook. And we really wanted to make sure that we put our heart and soul into it, and we put real experiences in there for you guys, especially for you guys that's starting off, or if you just revamping, or you just need to kind of rewind your mind. At the end of the day, it's always good to get those confirmations and hear about other people's journeys. So it's super good. We've been getting some great feedback from our ebook as well. We got a few more ebooks that we're gonna come out with before the quarter is ended, and I'm super excited about that. Shout out to the team, and shout out to everybody that's been working hard on those to just drop these jewels on you guys at the end of the day. So speaking of jewels, man, we got some great partnerships. We got some great announcements. We actually just partnered up with Nav Prime, where you can actually build your business credit right away. So make sure you guys check out our resource center. Make sure you guys definitely go, create your platform on Nav Prime, especially if you're somebody that's, just starting to build up your business credit. We also partnered up with Ava. So if you need access to loans, credit cards, or just real finance guidance, at the end of the day, you definitely need to sign up for Ava. They're really good, especially without a runaround. It's really straight to the point. Speaking of other resources that we have, we also have a partnership with Skip. So shout out to everybody who actually gotten a chance to get funded through Skip, to get their been awarded a grant. It's super exciting when we're actually able to see somebody get funding for their project and for their business, for their passion. So shout out to Skip, man. They've been doing a lot of great things, man. I think they've given over $1 million of funding to different entrepreneurs, different creators. So make sure you guys tap into them every Tuesday and I believe Friday at 3 o'clock Eastern time. And make sure you guys set up a profile right through our website, right through our resource center. Speaking of that, speaking of resources, we also have M.O.B TV. Again, shout out to the Enterprise Theater channel on Roku. We up to 7 million viewers. And just shout out to our partners and everybody who's actually giving us a chance to tell their story. Because that's what it's all about, man. We got some great exclusive interviews on there. Even recaps from our brainstorming sessions like these. If you want to go back and recap and really just get some of those jewels that we've been dropping over the time. We've been having some great special guests over the time. And it's always good to go back and get those jewels, man. So make sure you guys subscribe to M.O.B TV and check out some of the content. We got content for days for sure. And at the end of the day, it all really boils down to becoming a member. So when you join the M.O.B as a member, you're not just signing up. You're typing in, you're getting access to things like video and audio production teams, a marketing squad that knows how to, pretty much grow your brand, build your digital real estate, with our web design team, our graphics team, and, really just making sure that you guys are staying on top of your game when it comes to branding and advertising. It's super key. If you know me, you already know, how we get when it comes to making sure you're reaching your target audience and making sure you have your presentation up to par. So that's what it's all about. So at the end of the day, if you've been feeling, like you've just been doing this alone, you've been, trying to grow, you really need a roadmap. If you've been playing, if you've been praying for a son, you've been praying for a team, you've been praying for a community, make sure you guys, tap in with the mob and, make sure you guys, tap in with the family, man. Let's become family. That's what it's all about. So, I love everybody that's been tapping in, with us over the years. Speaking of tapping in, if you on live with us, man, let me see my fire signs. Let's go, man. Let me see that energy. I need it. I need it. I need it. What's going on? Um, Real quick, I really wanna introduce you guys to a special guest. We got Valencia Martin on. If you want to go ahead and unmute yourself, Queen, I'm gonna bring you on to the forefront, so you can go ahead and introduce yourself to the people. Meanwhile, make sure you guys drop your answers to that icebreaker question in the chat, man. I want to see your answers, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Cynthia Martin. I'm your 9-year trusted tax pro located in Chicago, Illinois. However, I provide tax preparation for all 50 states, and I'm excited to be here with you guys. I see you guys have your fires in the chat. You're ready.
They ready, they ready, they ready. Let me see who we got. Let me see who we got. Let me see some of the answers we got. If I could automate authentic follow-ups, a game changer for sure. Hey, stay tuned, man. We got something super special for something, we might have a tool that you may be able to use. So stay tuned, stay tuned. Let me see some more answers, man. Let me see some more answers in the chat. Real quick, Valencia. If let me get your feedback on the icebreaker question. If you could automate one part of your business operation starting today, what would it be and why?
So, one thing, if I could automate, I would more than likely automate the opportunity to hire people. So, the one thing about hiring people is that it takes it takes time to hire people that want to succeed versus people that just want to be in the midst of the know. Because you'll have some people that want to know what's going on or they'll get the access to do things, however, they'll never apply it. So if I had the opportunity to really be able to hire people that want it for their self and not only just for their self, but just self driven without needing so many people to push them, I will more so go in that direction with automating because as I mentioned, I have hired and trained many people, and most times or sometimes it's very seldom that everybody is there because they want to succeed. Even after interviewing people, you never really know until you get in the field and really get to training people their motive with working.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
So I would
I
love
said,
to automate and get past the people that's just there. Because you'll have some people, they're good for a moment, they're there, they're interactive, then they get bored pretty fast and they just drift away. So if I could automate and just get straight to the people that want to get to the bag and get the training that they need, just people that want to help, that need help helping themselves. So if I could automate life by getting through those people, that'd be good. But everything is a lesson learned, and sometimes you just don't know until you in the midst of training people or working with them.
hey, experience is the best teacher at the end of the day. I think that's the best part about having mentors and people that that's around you that can give you that real life advice. You need those people to kind of really whip you in shape and let you know what's going on. And at the same time, you also need to bump your head, man. I think that's really what it's all about. I think that's what really groomed gladiators because that's something that you got to be. When you run a business or you're growing something, got to be a gladiator in this game for sure. So going through the game, going through the process, and having people like us, man, that's not gatekeepers, that's not trying to keep all the game to themselves. But some things you got to make people invest in. So they could, because just what you said, I talk about this all the time. You can give people access to so much information and they don't use it until they invest in it. So I think that's super important for sure. So real quick, Queen, what's the biggest mistake entrepreneurs make when building a brand, and how do you think they can fix it?
I truly believe one of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs make most times is not looking into receiving funding. I have funded a lot of my business out of currency straight out of my pocket. I did not take a lot of time to find grants, to find sponsors, to find business partners. So I would say that as of today, I might be out of like 30, 40,000 cash, not credit, but cash. I do own a salon. I also have had a tax office. I actually just shut my tax office down this January to go completely virtual because after the pandemic, a lot of my clients don't come in. So I'm spending 24,000 cash on the office and people don't really come in, whereas I could pocket that funding. Or typically, sometimes in business, people will have properties like I have a rental space. However, I don't own that space. So here it is. I've been doing taxes for 9, going on 10 years now. I had my tax office for about 5 to 6 years. All of that money that went into the place, the decorations, the redesigning, all of those things did not come with me when I left. Whereas if it was a location and I bought that property, I would have been able to turn it into anything I want as many times as I want. Also, if it was a storefront at the bottom with residential at the top, it would have been a residual income. However, that's not the case. So moving forward as in a learning experience, I've learned now that my next few investments going forward, I would like to be the owner of those properties because I've spent numerous of dollars cash, once again, not credit, on these items that I can't get back and I can't make any money off it. So it was a complete loss, but not a loss because I don't believe in losses. I just have lessons and I learn from them.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was definitely lesson learned. And you was blessed to even be able to, learn that lesson and do that. A lot of people can't get out there and bump their head, in that same way. And I did the same thing, for the most part. And went out and dumped a bunch of money into multiple companies without, really knowing all of the ins and outs because you'd be excited, man. This your baby. You doing something, especially when you get that traction, you got clients. It's a whole, just fast forward. And I think the pandemic was, something that really set all of us down and showed us another way to do it. And, that was a blessing in disguise in itself. So, now we here, we digital, same thing with us. We was ripping and running, having different spaces. We had went from having an event space to, hosting different events and webinars online. So yeah, man, times change for sure. But I'm loving we taking advantage of it. We got to learn to adapt. In today's content-heavy world, what's one underrated marketing move that still drive results?
One underrated marketing tool that I think that is underrated is foot trafficking. Yeah.
No, that's good though. Foot traffic still underrated. My people still going door to doors, man. I still know some people that's still getting out there, man. If you on live, man, you still alive with us. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that last question? In today's content heavy world, what's one underrated marketing move that still drive results? What you guys think? What you guys think? What's going on? Are we froze too? Put the ones in the chat if you can hear me. Put the ones in the chat if you can hear me. Throw the ones in the chat if you can hear me. Okay. My guy, cousin RJ say word of mouth for sure. Hey, you know what? I can honestly say we're one. I can honestly say I can vouch for that personally, because most of the people that we deal with is all word of mouth. At the end of the day, so we've really just been rocking out. And I think it's always important to get out there. We gotta kiss them babies, man. We gotta bump shoulders. We gotta really sit down with each other and enjoy each other energy, and share that energy. Word of mouth is super important. I appreciate you guys, man. We locked in. We locked in. Hopefully, we get our special guests back. If not, man, make sure you guys blow up that chat. I want to see what you guys think. Word of mouth was a great one. That foot traffic, like she said, was a great one. What you guys think? What you guys think? In today's content heavy world, we got social media, we got TikTok, we got live streams going on. What's one underrated marketing move that still drive results, man? I definitely say word of mouth is up there for sure. YouTube, YouTube. It's so crazy because I remember when YouTube first came out, and they really didn't have a lot of videos up there, and now you see where it's at, how big of a platform it is. You can watch what you want right from your TV. It's super great. So YouTube is definitely a great tool. It's definitely something that we utilize, and especially when it comes to our social media campaigns that we do for our members. YouTube Shorts is where it's at, man. We just dropped another gem on you guys, by the way. What they say. People also still read the newspaper. Hey, get it how you live, man. I was one of those ones. We was actually just talking about it. We was actually just talking about how we used to read the newspaper back in the day. So, hey, it's crazy. Shout out to one of my mentors, Miles Plummer. Um, he sat me down one day and really had a discussion with me about publishing magazines, and um, and I looked at him crazy, like, man, nobody into magazines no more, OG. And I was definitely wrong. I was definitely wrong. It definitely changed my whole scope when we published our first magazine. Shout out to Exclusive Models Magazine, and everybody who really just grew with us under that flag. Um, but it was great to be able to publish people and show them in a different light, and shed light on these different businesses and these different brands. And that's what really pushed us into, and pushed me into becoming a business consultant. Really seeing all of these different business owners, building different relationships with all these different business owners. And then the pandemic come, man. So matter of fact, throw the ones in the chat if you was really impacted by the pandemic, because I think this is something that really shifted the whole new millennium. Definitely blogs. Definitely blogs. I mean, you even see how blogs, advance. You got Say Cheese, you got the Shade Room, you got all of these different blogs. Even with platforms like TMZ and all these different outlets, seeing how that formed, and then we formed. You got podcasts, which is super super crazy, which is something that is taking over, like radio did at the end of the day. So it's beautiful to see these things just adapt. What's some of you guys' favorite marketing techniques that you guys use for your companies, for your projects, for your sales as brands? I know we spoke on YouTube Shorts. I know we spoke on social media as far as Instagram, TikTok. TikTok taking over right now, man. TikTok taking over, and it's so crazy. We was putting people up on TikTok before it was even TikTok, back in 2000, and I want to say 18 or 19, and I think that was the beautiful thing about networking with so many different people. You get exposed to so many different platforms, and it's always good to explore new platforms, y'all. Don't just stay stuck on Instagram and Facebook. What you guys using? The pandemic was part of the driver of my nearly 6 year creative hiatus. It wasn't until coming to Atlanta that I started getting back on the ball. Not easy, the pandemic hurt. Nah, the pandemic definitely hurt, but like I said, it was pros and cons. So it was definitely a blessing in disguise. It was, especially when it first hit. We had so many contracts, so many canceled contracts. We had to cancel our tour at the time. We just published another magazine. It definitely, hit us, but we bounced back so heavy. I think the biggest thing is we was able to really come together as a community. Because at that time we started our virtual seminars. We really started to build with people that otherwise was too busy. You know how that go. You get so busy running around networking, but that pandemic set us all down to where we didn't have that excuse anymore. So people was able to really build on a whole nother level, and it's still some relationships to this day that we have that was strengthened through the pandemic. So shout out to all the ones that we lost, all our loved ones that we lost. And shout out to everybody. For the businesses that didn't recover. For the most part, because it was a few people that didn't bounce back. And that's just how it goes. I think this is something that we've been talking about for a long time, as far as adapting. We have to adapt when it comes to business, when it comes to life, man. This is survival, for the most part. This is not just about getting famous or going viral. This is all about survival at the end of the day. So, we're trying to feed our fam, man. We're trying to build that generational wealth. That's why we're doing all this. That's why we're making sure we talk about structure. That's why we're talking about funding. We're talking about capital. That's why we're giving you guys resources and, giving you guys the opportunity to connect with individuals that's really out here doing it, that's really out here, living the life. Because you got to hear from, straight from their mouth. Because we're all in the same boat at the end of the day. So it's great to see confirmation and get confirmation, man. Blow up that chat, man. If you still locked in with us, man, let's go. Let me see the fire signs. Matter of fact, let me see Pound Mob, man. Where my Mob family at, man? We got a chance to connect with our Mob family in Atlanta over the weekend. Shout out to all of our Atlanta Mob family. We had a great time. We took the little one on this first road trip. So, man, we had a ball, man. Shout out to my boy Irene Bells for hosting us. And my son, dope God Daddy, man. Shout out to them folks. Shout out to all my family out there in Atlanta. We're gonna hit a couple more states and cities and states, a couple more countries coming up before the year is out. Matter of fact, throw it in the chat, man. Where you guys listening in from? Where you think we should visit next, man? Let's go. We're trying to hit this road. And the phone. I'm a phone call guy, so when it comes to fade Memphis, I love a good quick phone call / video message. Hey man, that's a good habit to have. Because it was a long time I did not like phone calls. But if you good on the phone, hey man, we might need you. Matter of fact, on board, man, we do have our affiliate partnership program, man. So we definitely need anybody that's willing to reach out, connect. Especially if you out and about, you going to different pop-ups. Especially mostly entrepreneurial workshops, pop-up seminars. Let's make some money together, man. Let's partner up. Let's do it. It's all about collaboration this year. We got so many great partnerships. Um, Speaking of partnerships, definitely check out some of our sponsored affiliates on our website. We got a lot of connections, man. You see it. We got Autobox. Shout out to them. You can actually check out our Autobox commercial that we shot for them a couple of years back on our website. Shout out to Enterprises. Shout out to the Power Up brand, man. Shout out to Nisus. Shout out to Mr. Fix It. Shout out to the Natural Way 365, man. That's my sister over there. Shout out to Philosophy LLC. Let's go. Shout out to my sister Serenity Nail Polish. Jasmine. Shout out to Jasmine Serenity over at Serenity Nail Polish. We've been doing a lot of great things, projects, man. We got some great projects coming up. If you haven't been tapping into the entrepreneurship one-on-one webinars every Monday, man, make sure you guys tap in, listen out, man. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So real quick, I think we got our special guest back. Let's see, man. We're gonna stay cooking, we're gonna stay cooking. Meanwhile, make sure you guys blow up that chat. Let's go. Funding and grants? Question mark. Yes, we got funding. We got grants. Matter of fact, speaking of funding, shout out to NAF again. Make sure you guys check out our resource center right on our homepage, www.masteringourbussiness.com. All you gotta do is scroll down to the resource where it says resource center, and you'll see all our resources. If you're looking for funding, if you're looking for grants, if you're looking for loans, if you're looking for credit lines. We have some great partnerships with NAV. We have some great partnerships with Ava. We have some great partnerships with Skip. And then we also have our Entrepreneurs Unleash ebook on there as well. That's dropping some great jewels for you guys. So make sure you guys check that out, especially if you're looking for funding, man. This is the year of funding. We actually have a new ebook dropping coming soon. It's going to give you guys some real insights on how you can actually build some, actually get access to funding within 30 to 90 days. We're putting you guys on a boot camp, man. It's time, man. It's about discipline. It's about, man, sticking to it. So, again, man, if you guys looking for funding, man, tell me what you're gonna do with the funding once you get it. Man. This is what we're gonna do. I want to see that in the chat. What you gonna do with the funding once you get access to the capital that you need this year? This month 7, so we still, still got a few months to go. We still able to, touch some real funding this year, you guys. So if we lock in this next 30 to 90 days, we'll be up. Let's go. But what y'all gonna do with it? That's really what I want to see. Let's go. Let's go. What you guys gonna do with the funding? I'm trying to see something. We're innovating. Congrats on the partnerships. I appreciate it. Man. And it's not even just about us, man. This is a win for the community. To be able to have access, to tools like this, to the notable companies that's out here, helping a lot of different companies all over the world. So it's a big win for the community, man. So make sure you guys take advantage. That's what it's all about. You say we should come to Alabama and Tennessee. Actually, we got some mob family out of Tennessee, and we definitely got some family out of Alabama, so we might have to make it happen for sure. Let's put together a program. You say you ain't telling nobody what you're doing with the funding. All right, I like it. But hopefully, it's productive. Let's get it. At least give us a little hint. Give us some motivation. Give us some motivation. What you doing with your funding? If you once you get it, when you get it. And I need to see some more answers in the chat. Let's do this. Let's talk about. And I really want to, since it's month 7, let's really talk about logistics and dive deep into that. Real quick. If you haven't answered the icebreaker question, I'm gonna bring it back up for you guys. If you could automate one part of your business operations starting today, what would it be and why? Let's see the answers if you haven't already answered yet. Let's go. I've written my $1 million budget for any funding secured. It will go towards any legitimization fees, copyrights. Yes, for sure, definitely. Hey, man, it's all about making sure that you have the proper business structure. So that was a great, that's a great investment for sure. Making sure you got everything together behind the scenes is super, super important for sure. So we'll say our special guest on, but I don't know if she's still having trouble with the connection. Let me know if you want. Let me know if you can hear me, so we can bring you back on. Should be some
Can you
good,
hear me?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? We're gonna get it back on. That's what happened when you dropping jewels, man. They don't like us. They don't like when we cooking. They don't like when we get the cooking. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So, man, I see one of you guys brought up business plans, right? And I love that. I love that. I love the $1 million plan. It's all about having that plan in order. How often should entrepreneurs revisit and adjust their business plan? And what triggers a necessary change? What do you guys think? Blow up that chat. Blow up that chat. Blow up that chat. How often should entrepreneurs revisit and adjust their business plan? And what triggers a necessary change? And we've talked about this. If you've been on our brainstorming session, especially from the beginning, we talked about we talk about business plans a lot. We even brought out some business plans so you guys can be able to see at one of our brainstorming sessions in person. But if you already have a business plan, how often should you revisit and adjust that business plan? And what triggers you to, really make a change? Is the price change? Is it you moving? What's trigger you? What would trigger you to make that change within your business plan? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I was, I was just saying, hold on one second. Let me get you back on board. I was just saying, once we get the cooking, man, they always try to knock us down, man. But we back like we never left.
Yeah, we back. I'm so sorry about that, everybody.
It's all good. It's all good. So real quick, I know we left off talking about marketing, and I really want to kind of touch back on that. So in today's content-heavy world, what's one underrated marketing move that still drives results for you? Uh, it is with me. Let's blow up that chat, man. Blow up that chat if you're still live. But let me see some of y'all answers. Exactly, man. You wanna right here? Yes. Honor my name, retain on legal counsel. Yes, need that legal counsel for sure. I'm gonna drop another jewel on you guys too, man. And we don't even have a partnership with them. But Legal Shield is another tool that I actually um, personally have used for years. I think that's a great tool to utilize. I'm pretty sure they have some updated packages. You should definitely look into the tiers. And that's just something to kind of start off with, especially if you have a small business or if you are a brand and you don't have a huge you don't have a lot of money to retain legal counsel. So for sure. For me, what triggers a review is things going well to ensure we maintain or improve before things go awry. Yes, for sure. And I think it's always good to keep it going, keep things new, even when it's going well. They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's nothing wrong with sharpening your knives. It's always a great thing to keep your tools sharpened and making sure that you're just seeing progress at the end of the day, man. That's what we want to do. We want to sharpen our tools. That's why we doing every single Wednesday. It's a purpose behind these questions. There's a purpose behind these assignments that I give you guys. It's a purpose, behind these modules and behind these programs. And I love what we're doing, man. We building purpose. We building legacy. Let's go. Let's go. Let me see some more answers. If you live with us, whether you're on YouTube or whether you're on Instagram, whether you're on Mob TV, tap in with us on Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is, man. Tap in with us. We'll be currently live on YouTube and Instagram. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. I love y'all. I love y'all. Cousin PJ, man. Amen, man. What's going on, man? I love that you tapping in with us, man. I always love your energy, brother, for sure. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on building, man. We got some big things to do. I'm excited to work on the projects we've been talking about, and man, we're gonna get some things done for sure, man. We're gonna get some things done. So we're probably gonna bring back our special guest, man. She was dropping some jewels, man. She was dropping some jewels. We gotta get her back. Um, once we get, we're gonna make sure that we got a secure connection for her next time. Um, but yeah, man, I definitely want to leave you guys with the assignment. What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? What we doing, man? Go through chats, man. If you got some jewels so far, if you got some jewels from today's session, if you really enjoyed today's session, let me know. Let me know what's going on. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Valencia?
Yeah, I can.
I don't know what's going on. Are you getting a phone call? You on your phone?
Like literally steady going in and out. Like, but I'm in my car. I'm on my phone, so it's gonna be okay.
We definitely gonna do this again, bro. Meanwhile, I really wanna pipe it up, man. We're gonna pipe it up. We're gonna bring it right back. I wanna play a game called Myth or Fact. Um, and I wanna really just touch on a few things and kind of mix it up real quick. So really, I'm gonna make a statement and you're gonna say whether it's a myth or whether it's a fact, right? Um, and then we're gonna do it like that. We're gonna do it like that. If you live with us on the chat, man, I want you guys to join in. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So, the first myth or fact: you have to be young and tech savvy to be a successful entrepreneur. Is that myth or fact?
Myth. That's definitely a myth.
Let's get it. 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 All right, all right, all right. They ain't gonna be that easy the whole time. I'm just, warming you up real quick. I'm just warming you up. All right, so failing means you're a bad entrepreneur. Failing means you're a bad entrepreneur. Myth or fact?
That's a myth.
Hey, chat, man. Let me see our answers too, man. I want to see them answers. I want to see them answers. All right, let's try to switch it up real quick. Let's try to switch it up. If your business is losing money every month, is it better to keep going or shut it down immediately?
I am going to say, yikes, that's a tough one. I'm actually kind of in that situation trying to decide. So I'm going to say keep going. Don't shut it down right away because all businesses take time. It's definitely a fact that it kind of take at least 3 years to make your money back after starting a business. So we're going to go ahead and say keep going.
What y'all say, man? What y'all say? Blow up that chat. Blow up that chat. Myth, myth, myth. What's going on? Myth of fact. Myth of fact. Keep going. Keep going. We keep it going. Hey, you got to keep on going, man. You can't just quit. I think there's so many different success stories. Some of the biggest success stories. They kept going, man. They didn't just quit. A lot of these companies wasn't the company that you know it today. So you keep that in mind. It's always some great motivation. I got a couple more real quick. We gotta switch it up. We gotta switch it up. All right. Should you always follow your passion exactly how it is to succeed in business? Should you always follow
No,
your
not really. Sometimes, well, in today's society, it's not always about passion. Sometimes your calling to be something that you don't even want to do. Like I just finished up with a mentorship with someone, and her passion was to dance. But here she is teaching other entrepreneurs how to do digital sales. So, like she said, if I was doing selling what I wanted to do, I would be teaching people how to dance, not how to make an ebook. So that's kind of 50-50 thing. You don't always have to be an entrepreneur in your passion.
I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that. It's called adapting. Let's get it. We gotta stay adapting. Actually, man, shout out to one of our members, Jasmine, owner of Serenity Nail Polish. We actually about to drop her ebook. It's the same thing with her. She started off, making, she has a vegan nail polish. Now she's showing people how to grow their businesses and, dropping jewels in a whole nother lane. So yeah, that's what it's all about, man. We gotta adapt. Same thing with me. I went from publishing magazines to organizing tours to managing talent to now consulting businesses and rolling with the mob. So hey, you got to keep adapting, keep pushing, and keep an eye out for your purpose. At the end of the day, you can have multiple purposes at the end of the day. So we're gonna give you that. We're gonna give you that. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Let me see if we can do a tricking one real quick. Okay, I love this one. You should never change less than your competitors. You should never change less than your competitors. What you guys think? What you guys think? Blow up that chat. Blow up that chat.
For sure, don't change less. You always want to stay ahead. I'm a tax professional, and if I do not stay ahead, afloat, or above, I'm gonna lose clients because if my competitor made sure she stayed up to date to the tax laws, she's going to be able to get them more money than me because I didn't update myself. So I'm not updated that, hey, it's a new credit worth X, Y, and Z amount of money. So you definitely don't never be less of yourself, period. Always go up, going up.
We going all the way up. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. I think you got all of those right, man. A plus, 4.0. Let's get it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Put fire signs in the chat real quick. Real quick, I don't want to keep you on all day. What's some advice that you would give an upcoming entrepreneur or somebody that's just building something in general?
The advice that I have for any entrepreneur or any upcoming entrepreneur is follow your heart, listen to your own mind. Do not listen to the naysays because those naysays will be the same people that'll be right there trying to cheer you on. If I listened to what half of the people said, I wouldn't be where I am today. Never listen to anyone who bank account you wouldn't switch with. Meaning, if
Woo.
this person cannot do half or even a portion of what you're thinking, do not listen to them. You'll have people like, oh, don't start no business, don't spend your money on your or doing this or your last. The right risk will get you rich. Okay, so don't listen to the naysays. If you got an idea, try it. If that don't work out, try. For every no, it's another opportunity. So never give up. Never listen to the naysays, and keep going. And if it fail, it's okay. Get yourself up, dust your knees, clap that dust off your hands, and try again. Do not give up. Do not listen to the naysays. And listen to your own brain, your own mind. And if it fails, it's okay. You just learned a nice lesson.
Man, I love it. I love it. You just dropped so many jewels, man. Let the people under a rock know where they can find you, what's coming up next, and then get a mob a quick shout out real quick.
Okay, so for one, let's shout out to the mob. This is my very first webinar that I did participate in. I do have a mentorship coming soon. It should be dropping before the end of this year. I'll say maybe fourth quarter for me. I'll be releasing that mentorship. You can find me on Instagram at Valencia Martin. That's ValenciaMartinn. That's on Instagram. I am on Facebook, Valencia Martin. I also am a tax professional. I do have training coming up. If there's any entrepreneurs looking to make six figures, I am a coach. I can help you build wealth without breaking the bank. Let's save the piggy bank. And just what I have coming up, you can expect a mentorship. I have tax classes coming soon. If you would like to build wealth and want to know where to start, I do sell digital guides. You can get a digital guide from me. All you have to do is go to www.fsuniversity.com. I do have wholesale vendors, so I have a variety of things that can help you succeed. Just follow me on Instagram and you can catch me there. And I'll see you at the top.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, my girl doing it, man. When I tell you, y'all better hop on this train for sure.
And
For
shout out to the mob. Can't forget you guys.
Hey, I appreciate you so much, Queen. There's so much that we got to do, and I can't wait to, we just build it in their future. If there's any,
Yes, just invite me back out again because this connection, it just was not as great as it could have been. But it's okay because I'll be back and I'll be
yeah,
dropping more for you
you gotta
guys.
come back. You gotta come back. We're gonna do a panel next time, so we're gonna spice it up with the panel. We're gonna make sure it's right, and we're gonna go from there. This is just only the beginning. I just thank you for just keep trying your persistence and just taking out the time to get on the drops of jewels for the people. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. So sometimes it's things happen and that's life. You gotta adapt, and that's what it's all about. So let's keep on building, Queen. Let's keep in touch, and be safe out there. Let's keep doing it.
Yes, for sure. We're gonna keep going. And if anybody want to follow me, reach out, tag me or anything, just let me know. I'm here, and I'm here to support. I am a life coach, so I do help others make six figures preparing taxes. So come on, get in with me before the season starts.
ASAP, ASAP. Y'all better take her up on it, man, for sure. Six figures. That sounded good to me, especially right now in this economy. So we got to take up all the information we can get for sure. Let's do it, man. Real quick before I let you guys go, I want to leave you guys with a quick assignment. You guys know how we like to do it, man. We want to make sure that you guys are, moving forward, and not being stagnant. So we want you guys to create a time audit challenge. I want you guys to conduct a time audit for 1 week. Focus on your business related activities. Identify areas where you could streamline processes or delegate tasks, and reflect on any insights about time management. That's what it's all about, man. Time is money. Let's make sure we manage it right. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys in a minute. Let's continue on building my family. Let's go.
Bye.